Hi, kindergarten, first and second grade leaders. We're preparing for September 13th in our series called Like Jesus. In this series, we've been taking a look at what Jesus did on earth to show that he was God and to direct people to God, and how he wanted us to respond because of seeing him and seeing his godliness. I want to point out a few things to you in your leader guide that'll help you prepare. These highlighted words here at the top of the page, at the beginning of your leader guide, help you know where we're going in this lesson. There's a big picture question. Big picture question is the same for the whole series. And there we're talking about why God created us. God created us to worship him and to love him and show his glory. Your Christ connection helps you connect the story to the gospel. And then the bottom line is the takeaway for today, that Jesus does for us what no one else can do. In our story of Jesus healing a man born lame, we see that Jesus did something for that man that only Jesus can do. And he can do the same thing for us. He came to rescue us so that we could have a relationship with God. And only Jesus can do that. During your large group today, you will have a recorded large group. Everything that we would typically do up in front of everyone for large group is recorded for you. So you will have your teenager play that when you are ready. There are 2 worship songs, and so if you want to at some point only choose to do one worship song, let the teenager in the back of the room know that you just want to do one of the worship songs today. But that's up to you. The reason I'm offering that is some of the worship songs are a little longer and they are new songs. And so it's going to be harder for the kids to engage. I think that they should engage. I think that they should learn these new songs. But if you would like to only use one of the songs because of time, you're welcome to take one of those songs out so that you can spend more time in small group. Your social activity is a Jenga game. There's also a few other things that are available if you want to use these as your social activities. In the room, on the floor, there is a taped out obstacle course. There is also a orange line that's taped down, and some of the lines are long and some of the lines are short. On the long lines, you do it kind of like hopscotch. You spread your legs and hop wide, and on the short lines you put your legs together and you hop short, and so they can follow that line and take turns hopping down that line, kind of like hopscotch. And all of those are just ways that you can engage the kids, because we have kindergarten, first and second graders all together kind of in a big group, but small groups. And so as small group leaders, if you want to split into small groups, I know that's a whole lot easier to talk to a group of kids when you are just around your table. So feel free to break that up and do that as well. Then your small group activity for today is called Impossible Commands. And what you're going to do is give these commands and ask kids, and they can either take turns or do it all together, if they feel like they can do this impossible command. And if they feel like they can do it, then they should try to do it in front of everybody. Now, be cautious and don't use this as a time to hurt each other's feelings. We just are trying to show that there are some things that Jesus did that only Jesus can do. And so use your leader guide here to help direct the conversation afterwards. And if you need to redirect some kids in case they're making fun of kids because they can't do these things, that's the idea. Okay, remind them that this is the idea of the whole thing. When you're done with this, that's when I would go back and do your discussion questions. Many of our kids need the chance to play something out before they can think about and process all of the things we're asking in our discussion questions. So give them the time to play first, and then intersperse your discussion questions throughout the time when you are out there, when you're together and doing different activities. Your memory verse activity is like a Mad Libs, and so I'll let you follow your leader guide and figure that out. Remember, the memory verse activity there is there for them not to learn these words word by word. And let me tell you why. It is valuable if kids can do that, but many of our kids are not with us every week, so they're not going to learn the memory verse word for word. But if they can, or if they can't, what we're helping do is direct them to the Bible. This whole section right here is to help them understand that we think the Bible is the way to know who God is, and that we believe God's words are true, and that we can go to the Bible to figure those things out. And so use this as a way to help direct the kids to the Bible. Then you can pray with your kiddos, and you have coloring sheets available as well. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. We're going to continue to wear masks for a little while as we're coming and going. If you would like to leave your mask on for the entire time, you are welcome to do that. If you would like to take it off, I understand that it is easier to communicate with people, especially kids, if we're not wearing our masks. So feel free to take your mask off if you need to do that, so that you can communicate clearly or so people can hear you. Thank you so much for leading. I look forward to seeing you guys. Love you. I'll see you soon.